Grand Prairie here, and this is just the view that you can see. It's a public area in Halifax. And it's now back to my level. That's a memorial for all the wars that Nova Scotians and Canadians have partaken in. That is a church. It's been here since, oh man, I think it's 1750. Baby, this church has been here since 1750, right? Yeah, I'm almost certain that it's 1750. Yeah, it's the oldest building in Canada. Actually, it's a church, and the reason they have that is because when the British were here, which the British were the ones that built this play area here, they had two requirements. That building that we're looking at with the clock had to be the court and a jailhouse. It didn't quite turn out that way, and this building had to be a church. So that's why we have that here. But also very tragic history in Halifax. Let me start with the clock. Over there. You see the clock over there? That one is working. On the other side of it, it is set at 9:05, and that's because on I think December 6th, 1917, there was a massive explosion in Halifax that killed almost 2,000 people and injured more. And it came as a result of a French ship that was carrying ammunition. And they had 6 crew on the ship, and only them knew that it was ammunition. This is a major port. Halifax is a major port. So they were bringing it, to add to the fleet. And they collided with another ship in the narrow passage of the port, and metal to metal scraping, sparks came, and for I think they said about 5 minutes or 20 minutes, there was fire, no explosion. 20 minutes later, the whole ship and everything around it exploded. And of course, in those 20 minutes, people had gathered around it, curious about this ship that was burning. The crew jumped off. Only them knew what was on it. Nobody else did. 20 minutes later, 2,000 people died at 9:05 in the morning. So that clock, they kept on the other side, not this side, kept at 9:05 to remember what happened, because the clock stopped. The explosion happened at 9:05. The clock stopped. Another thing I want to point out is that building over there. Remember the story of King and I? Well, that lady, Anna, I forget her last name, she ran the school there. That's another thing the Anglican church wanted. They wanted a school, and she ran it. So she ran it, ended up selling it to a guy that owned a mortuary. And guess who serviced all the dead bodies from the explosion in 1917 and from the Titanic? Because this was the closest harbor, so a lot of bodies from the Titanic came to this morgue. And today a lot of stories are told. It's now a seafood restaurant. So today a lot of stories are told about moving cutlery, voices in rooms, documented voices in rooms and where nobody's there. So a lot of spooky stuff. So just a lot of history here. Really amazing. Sorry for the long video. I hope you enjoyed.